Good evening, everybody on the East Coast. Good afternoon, everybody on the West, and good in-between time to all our in-between friends. How are you tonight, Hayley?
I'm doing well. How are you, Robert?
I am good, and I am Robert Seda-Schreiber, Chief Activist of the Biodressing Center for Social Justice, and with me on your right or left, depending on how you're watching your screen, is
Hayley, Rubins-Topoleski. That's me.
Wonderful. And we welcome you together to the Social Justice Power Hour, where, as always, we supply the hour and
you bring the power.
You, our community, bring the power. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're thrilled. We have a very special thing tonight. We have our first concert. Now, we had early in our nascent stage, we had Studio Suzuki, which is this great record label, take over the studio, take over the broadcast, and they had a couple of different performers that night, one of whom was actually my son, Super Jack, who's incredibly super talented. And he is Super Jack, and you can find him on all the streaming music platforms, by the way. And I don't say that out of nepotism. The kid is really, really talented. So check him out. So they did take over this Power Hour early on, but this is our first for us to have a musician come talk about their journey and talk about who they are as both a musician and as a transgender individual and their journey of both and how they coincide. And they're also on the wonderful Trenders record label, which is led by trans folks for trans musicians, which is pretty incredible. So we're thrilled all the way around. But most importantly, our musician tonight, Apollo Flowerchild, is incredibly handsome. No, talented. Or both. The talent is they are incredible. They did a sound check for us just a few minutes ago, everybody, and we were blown away. Just the sound check alone, I was like, forget about talking. Let's just play the whole hour.
Yeah.
But we will talk a little bit because the journey is important too. And speaking of journeys, we have a lot of folks coming at you because we told you that Pride is not only a month, right? Pride is every day, all day, all year, every month. So we have a whole bunch of guests coming at you, and we want to throw it at you now. So we're going to tell you about who's coming up. Geneset Gutierrez from La Familia, the queer trans liberation movement. Wonderful activist, strong and powerful. I cannot wait to talk to her later on in the month. We have Isaac Oliver, who's a great comic and writer, wrote for the show Glow, which was fantastic. So I look forward to hearing his take on what's going on in the world. This is really exciting. We have Amara Jones, who's going to be with us. Maybe you've heard they had an ad they did for the BET Awards recently, and BET decided not to air it at the last minute because it had transgender content in it. So she's been all week trying to figure out how that happened, why that happened, and talking to BET about it. And I think, again, here's a learning moment for corporations that they can't mess around anymore. Everybody deserves respect. So I look forward to talking to Amara later on in the month as well. Our old friend Hugh Ryan's coming back. When Brooklyn Was Queer is a great piece of queer history, and it just came out in paperback, so we're going to talk about that with our old friend Hugh Ryan. Gabby Dunn's going to be with us with the great podcast Bad with Money. She is very, very funny and very, very wise, so I look forward to a conversation with her. Steve Brodner, who is an illustrator who, when you see his work, you'll say, oh, I know his work. You don't know his name probably, and you will, because not only is he a great illustrator, but he's a strong political voice in his work, and I'm thrilled to talk about an artist's journey and how he really risks getting work because of his strong political views, and I think that's an important thing to talk about as well. We have Dee Smith coming at us. Dee Smith is another transgender musician. She produces Billy Porter's music. She produces her own music, Grammy Award winning. She actually lost a lot of work herself because of her journey as a transgender individual. So we'll be talking about that with her as well later in the month. And finally, as we announced last night on the show, our own New Jersey Attorney General Graywall will be joining us on June 20th. And I assure you that when we have AG Grunwald with us, we are not just going to be talking about, we're not going to let it go at what police reforms the state is implementing, but we're going to dig really deep on how they're going to implement them for now and in the future and make it meaningful and not just something that's a stopgap measure or a Band-Aid. We want to see true change, and we're going to talk to him about that, and I've been assured that he's willing to listen to our community and really take some tough questions, so I'm looking forward to that. And he also has an amazing personal journey. He's quite an inspirational figure his own self, so we'll talk about that as well. So we have all that coming up. We have all that coming at you at the Power Hour. We're very excited about all that. There's a bunch of other stuff that we can't talk about yet, but we will soon. Surprises and wonderful stuff. And by the way, oh my gosh, I almost forgot. Really, really important is, of course, we have our first Sunday matinee. I'm sorry, I almost lost with everything going on. I'm so excited about Apollo. But we do have this Sunday. Make a date. I know it's July 4th weekend. July 4th, go out, be in the sun, go have your fun, and then come here and have your fun with us. Bayard, a new musical, is going to premiere virtually Wednesday, July 8th. We are so incredibly honored to partner with Alan and Gray to present this musical to you Wednesday, July 8th. And the proceeds go to not only Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, but also Broadway for Racial Justice. And by the way, what do you call Hamilton people? Are they like Hamilton heads? What are they? Because I know you were up at 2 a.m.
I was up until 6 a.m. I think they're called Hamil fans. That's at least the hashtag that I've seen.
All right, hashtag Hamil fans. Listen up. On the top left of your screen right there, Deontay Goodman, he's in Hamilton right now on Broadway, by the way. So now he's in this musical doing this virtually while they're off for a bit. This is a wonderful way to support our Broadway musicians. So join us Sunday, 2 p.m., special matinee. Sunday, 2 p.m., special matinee. I'm saying this so our beautiful intern, Ashley.
And when is it? It's going to be this weekend?
This weekend.
Right?
When? Sunday. When?
2 p.m.? 2 p.m.? All right, cool.
Come in from the beach, come in from the boardwalk, come in from your fireworks and your grill.
Or stream at the beach, stream in your backyard, wherever you can get a signal.
That's right. Modern technology, you can do that now, can't you? As you're socially distancing, because you better fucking socially distant, everybody.
Or wear a mask.
Both.
Both, yes. Both work well.
Watch this. This is going to be stupendous. I talked to the producer this morning. They're going to have the director with us, the writer with us, some of the actors with us. We're really, really excited about this. Sunday, 2 p.m. Support us because we've never done something on Sunday. And I'm giving up my weekend, everybody. That's not for nothing. I have a beautiful wife and a beautiful son who I even like sometimes. And they like me even less of the time. But maybe I'll get lucky and they'll like me Sunday. And then I'll be doing this. Bayard, a new musical, will be premiering at least one number from it and talking to a bunch of folks behind the scenes, director, writer, actors. Join us for a really wonderful, wonderful presentation. And then watch the show Wednesday. We're very, very, very proud of the work we're doing with them. Again, it benefits Broadway for Racial Justice and Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. So please join us for that. All right, plug over, commercial over. Now we get to the really, really good stuff. So we're going to bring on Apollo Flowerchild, and it's someone who we met. We met them through our friends at Trenders, and they played an open mic for us, and we were just blown away by all the beauty that was inherent in that performance. Hey, Apollo, how are you, my friend?
I am chilling like a villain.
Nice.
Love it, love it, love it. So your music is so powerful, and your persona and your spirit and your energy are equally as powerful. So let's start right there. How did that happen for you? How did you come into finding your musical identity, finding who you were through the music you make?
Honestly, to be very honest with you, music came very late in the game as a for me. I was actually a visual artist and painter for 15 years of my life before I became a musician. And I've only been a musician for like 5 going on 6 years. But I know where music is concerned, I feel like I've gotten a way closer look at myself through like being able to sing and sort of like hear what I say and hear how I'm reflecting on certain situations that I've written about. I just feel like talking to myself in such a direct way, in like this melodic, accessible way, is just a new, different, and maybe even easier way for my case to like reflect on the person that I am now. It's been that way ever since I started doing music.
So there is, and forgive me, I've heard much of your music, and there's this wonderful beauty inherent in it. There's also this undercurrent, honestly, of pain that you can feel. But then in almost every one of the songs, your spirit transcends that pain, and there's something about coming through it that makes the song so powerful. It's really quite special.
I appreciate that.
So how did you find yourself reporting for Trans Trenders? And can you tell us a little bit about the record label?
So I think this might have been last year and some change. It's been a year and some change since I've been with them. And I had lots of feelings about entering the music industry because my mom is a musician. She's been a musician since before I was born. She's a reggae soul fusion, and she has her connects and has her network of people that she works with. And she was always willing to give me those resources when I started doing music. But I had feelings about sort of entering the music game through the channels of like cis people who don't understand what it means to be trans and having to sort of explain or advocate for my identity every single time I sit down with a person to work with. And that sounds exhausting because I also wanted to just eat my words and let someone misgender me every 5 seconds. So joining Transgenders was like an opportunity that came up because I went to an open mic and they were there, and they were always advocating for people who were interested. Like, if you're a trans musician and you're interested with us, like, talk to us, we'll have a conversation. I will say, like when they postured it too, like, it's not necessarily for everyone. Like at the end of the day, it is a label, and we're working together to make music together. It's not necessarily like play. Like, we're not just like having fun and making music together, and it's all like fun and games. And for the most part, it is fun. But it also is like serious work that we're doing so that we can all monetize and sort of like have a life with this sort of brand. And I just thought it was a great idea. Like, I want to be recognized by the world as a trans musician, but like my music is not necessarily inherently trans. Like, I don't necessarily write directly about my experiences in like an explicit way. And I never wanted to sort of be a token trans musician in that way. I just want to be able to make music and also for people to know that I'm trans and not misgender me.
Yes, indeed. And that's difficult. Even I'll be honest, even for me, right? Hayley and I were talking about this before. It's ingrained in our language, right? That our pronouns are binary. And I had the incredible honor and privilege and honestly serendipity. We had an intern last summer from Harvard Divinity who was transgender, and they helped me just in practice, because that's what it is. You have to practice using further pronouns than what we're used to. And it's incredibly important to do, but you need to really retrain yourself, and especially myself as a school teacher, because I'm used to being in a schoolroom for 25 years, and my first thing saying to my kids was, ladies and gentlemen. And you realize even that is toxic and exclusionary. Right. So you can catch yourself and say, ladies and gentlemen, and my non-binary friends. And then, you work it through. But language is difficult.
Yeah, it's true. Language is a tricky thing. I think I like that people are realizing it's flexible, though.
And what the best thing I learned from Aaliyah, who was our intern, was that when you do make the mistake, you recognize it, you apologize, and you move on. You don't do a whole mea culpa. You don't get down on your knees. You just recognize your folly, your mistake, and you move forward, and you try not to do it again. But we're all going to make mistakes. The way you call someone by the wrong name, and it's mistakes we make, and as long as we do it innocently and with no harm intended, then we can just move forward from it as long as we recognize it.
Right. And also, I guess that making sure that like you're holding yourself to a standard at which like your mistake is also not like an excuse.
Oh, for sure. 100%. 100%. And what you do is then you also move that forward and you teach others. Mm-hmm. You say, I made this mistake. Exactly. You should try your best not to. It's all teachable moments, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think one thing as cis or, allies, we can just correct other people when they make a mistake and make that normal. I try to do that with some of my friends, and I hope that that's, enough to make a change in the world.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? It's like what Ibram Kendi says about being an anti-racist, right? It's not enough just to, in your own self, do that work, but you have to make sure you're being visible and you're creating a platform and you're speaking up and out for your co-conspirators, for the people that you care about and that you love. Right.
I agree.
So I have one last question before we hear some music, because they don't want to hear us talk. They want to hear you play. And we have a couple hundred people with us, so it's pretty exciting. We're having a good time already. And by the way, I do want to say to our audience, our community, please do, at the very least, feel free to give some snaps up. As Apollo is playing and as we're talking, please feel free to join us in conversation. Please feel free to make comments of support and show your love. And especially our intern extraordinaire, Ashley, is in the comment section giving you all the links to Apollo's music and where to find them. So please do look Apollo up, find their music, purchase it where you can, listen to it where you can, support our friend, and make this time worthy for Apollo, because we love them. So my one last question for you is, do you hope to be playing in a world at some time in the future where your transgender identity doesn't have to be something that you bring to the forefront? Or is that something that you feel empowered by expressing?
Well, I can say that to be in a world where like I don't necessarily have to worry about that, would play in a world where I don't have to worry about that would be fantastic. Because like the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, I'm Apollo, and I just so happen to be trans. Not that I am trans first, and that I am Apollo. So, like,
well, we support you in that. So let's hear some music, because gosh, people see us all the time, and this is a rare occasion to hear you play. So Apollo's going to play 4 songs for us, and then we're going to come back and have a little bit of conversation. So if you have questions at that time, that's a great time for it. Otherwise, we're going to disappear, and we're going to give you the wonderful, wonderful song styling of Apollo Flowerchild, everybody.
Hey, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I got a few songs for y'all. The first one is a cover. If you recognize it, you recognize it. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'll tell you what all the other songs are, because they're going to be originals. So here's the first song. Them boys working on MT. Is that the kind of way to face the burning heat? I just think about my baby. I'm so full of love I can barely eat. There's nothing sweeter than my baby, and she put her love down soft and sweet. 'Cause my baby's sweet as can be. She gives me toothaches just from kissing me. And when my time comes around, lay me gently in the cold dark earth, and no grave can hold my body down. I'll come to earth. Hey. That's where my baby found me, and I was 3 days on a drunken sin. I woke with the walls around me, and nothing in a room but an empty crib. And I was burning up a fever. I didn't care much how long I lived, but I swear I thought I dreamed her. She never asked me once about the wrong I did. And when my time comes around, lay me gently in the cold dark earth, and no grave can hold my body down. I'll come to earth. Hey. And when my time comes around, lay me gently in the cold dark earth, and no grave can hold my body down. I'll come to earth. And my baby never fret none about what my hands and my body done. And if the Lord don't forgive me, I still have my baby, and my baby would have me. And I was kissing on my baby, and she put her love down soft and sweet. In the lowland plot I was free, heaven and hell were words to me. And when my time comes around, lay me gently in the cold dark earth, and no grave can hold my body down. I'll come to earth. Oh, and when my time comes around, lay me gently in the cold dark earth, no grave can hold my body down. I'll come to earth. That was my first song. Wow. That was a work song by Hosier. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'm gonna move just right into that second song. Bam. Cool. So the next song I'm gonna do is a classic, and it is "Creep" by Radiohead. And I hope you enjoy it. When you were here before, I couldn't look you in the eyes. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. You're so damn special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. Yes, I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? Yes, I don't belong here. I don't care if it hurts. I wanna have control. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. I want you to notice when I'm not around. You're so damn special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. Yes, I'm a weirdo. And what the hell am I doing here? Yes, I don't belong here. Yes, I don't belong. Yes, I don't belong. I don't belong. No, I don't belong here. I don't belong here. But yeah, that is Creep by Radiohead. Hope you guys enjoyed it. So interesting. It's funny. I feel so much affinity for that song, but I would never call myself like a creep. So interesting. I don't need that. All right. So thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. The next song I'm gonna do, because I'm delving into original song territory. This song is called "Mother, I Know I'm Guilty." It's an original song, and it has a double entendre sort of like meaning around the relationship to my actual mother and how I think people treat the earth. And I hope that you enjoy. I could be a creepy angel. But thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, here's Mother, I Know I'm Guilty. And the wind comes indecisive, and the river streams my eyes. There's nothing like decisive to destroy us every time. Whoa, and this is the way we were meant to die. Whoa, and is it a crime to destroy the motherland and traumatize her inhabitants and deforest all her land just for your comfort? And you are a tornado passing through me, a natural disaster, my heart's uncertainty. Though love has a power, daffodils with knives. Though butterflies are enchanting, they're eating my inside. Whoa, and this is the way we were meant to die. Whoa, and is it a crime to destroy the motherland and traumatize her inhabitants and deforest all her land just for your comfort? And mother, I know I'm guilty, but I won't come home this time. Your poisonous words sting like ivy, causing lava to spew from my mind. And mother, I know I'm guilty, that much I understand. And my tears don't really matter, so I'll drown in your indifference. And the wind comes indecisive, and the river streams my eyes. There's a forest fire of nightmares and I murder the motherland. Whoa. That was Mother, I Know I'm Guilty. Hope you enjoyed it. Um, um, putting my head back together for like 2 seconds. Like interesting, you know, it's the things that you go through sometimes when you write songs. Like there's weird, like little capsules of what you felt in those moments. So like for 5 seconds, I was like reliving some of my intense feelings about that song. But yeah, actually, no, that's not what I was gonna do. One more song before we talk a little bit more. I'm gonna transition over to my baby, my ukulele. And I got a little songy song for y'all. Excuse me, gassy, very gassy today. Forgive me. I'm very unapologetic about my gas, but like also I am apologetic about it. It's weird. Um, so I play the song quite often on my lives, and I performed this before also for the Bayard Wrestling Center virtual open mics. But I just really like playing the song. It makes me so happy. So I'm gonna play "No One Gets Us," and it's one of my favorite songs. And I travel with you just about anywhere. A drifter raft we build with our own loving hands, and laughing and crying down a lazy stream, splitting ginger ale cans. And I know the world still wouldn't understand. And I don't care who knows or who doesn't, but I want to make sure that I'm loving you. And if I never fall in love again, I'd be happy the last lover was you. And no one gets us or what we do. And no one understands the love that I share with you. And yeah, that's No One Gets Us.
We love you, and we love your music, and I feel awful even interrupting, but I know that people want to ask you a couple of questions. So if you have questions, please do. Feel free to shout them out now. This is going to be the only break we take after this. We're going right back to the music to take us home. So first and foremost, we had King Rose gave you some applause. Sandra said, "Love this song, beautifully done. Thank you for bringing a live concert to our home tonight." And then Cynthia asked, "Who are your influences? Your melodic storytelling style reminds me of Tracy Chapman."
It's funny you should say that because you're the second person to tell me that. However, my biggest musical influence is actually Andrew Bird. He's actually the reason that I even became a musician in the first place. He's a folk musician from Chicago. He plays violin. He's most known for his violin playing and his like ability to whistle like anything. He's like a weird musical genius. But his music and the way he writes his music is very like delicate and like he's able to like shove complex ideas into a song in a very like soft, accessible way. And I really admire that ability because I'm a person with lots of thoughts and lots of feelings about those thoughts. And sometimes I want to just jam them into a song and just say everything so explicitly. But I find through learning from how Andrew Bird sort of crafts his music, I can say less and and do more at the same time.
I know Andrew's work. That's interesting that you mentioned him. So there are people that comment offline, and then I try to bring their questions to us. So someone said ukulele. How did you come to be using ukulele in your music?
Well, that's also an interesting story.
We love interesting stories.
So I actually would never be playing ukulele right now unless I got this ukulele while I was busking in New York City in like 2016. So I literally got it as like a gift while busking. Like usually when I'm busking in New York, like I have my guitar out, I'm in the train station, I'm doing my thing. People are walking by, putting money in or not, or whatever, just having conversations, acknowledging me, booking me for something because they think I sound good or not, or whatever. And this person didn't have any money and just had this ukulele that they said that they were never going to use. They have never used it. And they just gave it to me because they just thought that I played a guitar. I'm certain that they thought guitars and ukuleles were the same thing, which just makes me laugh every single time I think about that. But he was like, I think you'll get more out of this than me. And lo and behold, I'm out here a full-blown ukulele player. Like, and that was the second instrument I learned out of the 5 that I play. So I'm just like, oh, great. This was like the stepping stones to playing other instruments and sort of like becoming a multi-instrumentalist.
I was going to ask you, what other instruments do you play? So you got guitar,
piano, ukulele, piano, violin, harmonica, melodica. And I just started learning trumpet 2 months ago.
And of course, the voice.
Melodica is a great instrument. That's Damon Albarn uses a lot in Gorillaz.
Yes, it's so fun. It's so fun. It's just a reed piano, honestly. Like, but it's so much fun to like hold and just to like play. Like it reminds me of like an old medieval folk instrument, the way that the piano sounds. So sometimes I like to chime in and march into my house like I'm like what is it? The person with the horn letting the king into the castle, letting everybody know. It's so fun. Yeah. I don't know why I couldn't place that reference.
Sandra has an incredible family who I think that they are going to every protest within a 300-mile radius. They're amazing and they're an inspirational family. And her son Isaac asks, when did you start singing and were you ever in a choir?
So I pretty much started singing when I picked up a guitar. So 5 years ago. I had to teach myself how to sing because I did not know how to sing before playing guitar at all. Like my mother can tell you because she heard the brunt of me practicing. And it's weird. It's so easy for people to sort of place me in a place where it's like, oh, you're of course you're a good musician because your mother's a good musician and blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, actually, I did a lot of fucking work to become, excuse my French, a musician. So like, maybe not give my heritage a slap on the shoulder, because I don't think has anything to do with the fact that my mother's a musician. Because I was the latest of bloomers in that regard. And like, I just sort of stumbled into it, and I think I practiced really hard. I think anyone could become anything if they really, really want to become that thing. Like, I feel like all that dedication is like the engine that drives that, like the ability to do that. And like, I worked really hard. I didn't put that guitar down not a single time. Practice every day beyond recommended practice that I was looking up online, and like that. And now I'm here, like, and still almost completely self-taught in everything that I'm doing. Like, and it's weird and scary to be in this space because being self-taught after being so academically trained, like in visual art, like, I think how I learn the best is through academic training because that's just my affinity. So doing it by myself has been very difficult. It's still difficult. I still don't consider myself like super advanced level anything. Like at best, I'm like intermediate with some advanced techniques thrown in. Like, but I'm still like working hard. Like this is not the end or like the staple of my career as a musician. Like I still have so much work to do, and I'm so excited for like what my music will become in the future.
So are we. But here's the thing about your music, and I hope that I can say this in the right way. So I definitely want to make sure that I am communicating this in the right fashion. Almost every song I hear from you, and especially when it's live, there seems like there's this moment where it's gonna go wrong, where it's gonna be it's so raw that you feel like, oh my gosh, it's gonna take a turn for the worse, and every single time it gets so much better. There's this moment, and I'm sure it's not intentional, but it's so powerful in your music because it's just you. It's just your essence that's shining through. Did that come out at all right?
I think it made sense to me.
All right, good.
Yeah.
It made some sense. Yeah.
I'm like, I know that like, I feel like I exist beyond like being a musician who like records music and posts it online. Like I exist as a performer. Like I'm a person who likes to perform live, like busking for like a year and a half to like make money when I had no other job. Like that's all I did was perform for 12 hours a day just to survive. Like, so I'm just like, that's who I am. I'm a performer at the end of the day. Like, and that rawness is something that I want people to sort of like be able to take away from my performances. Like nothing that I've made so far has sort of been like put through the ringer in a way that feels like I'm so disconnected from it. I'm just like so attached to all the music that I make. And even the songs that I cover, like I feel like are the same way. So if I can get the messages across and sort of like touch people who want to be touched, of course, because I feel like music for the people who want to listen is very important to me. Like not everyone wants to be a listener, and that's okay. But if you are here to listen, then I appreciate your time.
That's beautiful. So you've mentioned busking a couple of times, and if my son didn't do it himself, I wouldn't know what the term means. So let me tell our community in case you're unfamiliar. Busking is when you go out and you play your music for tips or for money, whether it's on the street or on the boardwalk or wherever else. So whenever you see a musician with their guitar case out or their hat out and they're playing their violin or their ukulele or their guitar or their harpsichord or whatever else it may be, or their melodica, and they're asking for money, that's busking, and that's how they make their way. And speaking of, you don't have that opportunity right now. So how can our beloved community support you at this moment? Tell us what best way how can we find you online that we can support your music and your work?
Well, all the music that I have personally demoed out for the most part is all on my SoundCloud. I have one song on Spotify, so I am on Spotify. And with this opportunity that I just stumbled upon, that just graciously was given to trans trenders, I do have my first official single being released very soon. So keep a lookout for that.
And that will be on transtrenders.com. Is that where we'll be able to find that?
It'll be everywhere. Yeah.
Great. You'll let us know?
I shall.
We would love to world premiere it. We will whenever it comes out, you let us know. That night in the Power Hour, we'll spotlight it. We'll be happy to. We'll be proud to. And we'll get all the links up so everybody can go buy your music. We want to support you 100%, my friend.
I appreciate that so much. I do.
Right.
I really do.
All right. So speaking of, thank you for this. Can you play us home? We have about 15 minutes left. Are you into doing a 15-minute set, and then we'll come back and say goodnight together?
I got you guys.
All right. And here's your trender folks saying Spotify, iTunes, all of that. So we'll be watching out. We'll be watching out for all of that. Thank you.
And you're on Insta, right? Instagram, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I post quite frequently on Instagram. I've been doing this thing where I have live videos where I have discussions with people who because I'm not the most personable yet. But I'm trying to have more conversations that I'm interested in and see what people can weigh in on. And it gets very existential out here. So come through if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah, I actually happened upon one the other night. It was wonderful. So there's the link for that too. We're gonna get all your links up. We're gonna make sure all your folks know where to find you because you deserve it, and we are so appreciative of your talent and your spirit and your energy. All right. So with that being said, I'm getting off. Hayley's getting off, and you're getting off by listening to this music.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Last 4 songs. Y'all ready? No. I'm not. I shouldn't hype it up more than I should. But hopefully you enjoy it. I always like to give you the consent to enjoy and disenjoy. But you never know. You never know. All right. So this is my 5th song of the night, or the first song of the last 4 that I'm going to do for you guys. And it's a song I've never performed on the Power Hour, and it's called Closure. And I hope you like it. And it's dark outside, no city lights. I'm alone this time. And lighter fluid spreads, broken lighters fed me poison. And I've got $3 in my pocket, a bacon, egg, and cheese, or train fare. Maybe I'll stay inside and contemplate why boogies are 75 cents. Many of us are homeless. How can you be so blind? And I have never had much, just a poor black baby, always craving just enough. And I am tired of struggling to survive. And no, I've never really been okay. Dark skin, corsair, cocaine, running away to the sunshine in my veins. I gave it all up in the 12th grade, decided it was time for a change of pace. How can I be more kind? And I have never had much, just a poor black baby, always craving just enough. And I am tired of struggling to survive. Oh, and when will this be over? And oh, and when will this be over? 'Cause New York City, I need closure. And it's dark outside, no city lights. I'm alone this time. Lighter fluid spreads, broken lighters fed me poison. And she fed me poison. Yeah, that is my song Closure. Hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, a personal favorite. I'm glad you like. But now I'm transitioning back to my other baby. Actually, this baby doesn't have a name because I'm still trying to ask Steph what the name of this guitar is. But this entire time, I've been playing the guitar you gave me. But yeah, this is the guitar that Steph gave to me. So happily gave and gifted this guitar to me, which they used a while back. But it's wonderful. It's lovely. It sounds great. And I'm so appreciative because I'm kind of obsessed with guitars. So, so for the next song I got for you, because I'm not gonna waste any more time talking to y'all. Y'all can talk to me on my live. Cool. The next song I have for you guys is called Unanswered. This is where things get a little existential. and sort of delve into my relationship to mortality. And I hope that you guys find this song eye-opening to some degree, at least to the windows of new questions about death. Lil Trender, I think that's so cute. I'm filing that one away. But yeah, this is Unanswered. Sorry about that. That sounds weird. Here we go. There is an angel in my brain with a beer belly and a tiny set of wings, always questioning his reason for existence. And why was I even born? Are we just born to die? When will we figure out our lives aren't by design? And if they are, I'll have a sit down with your guide, discussing all the reasons it couldn't be a blue-eyed, blonde-haired John. Is it just a silly game for you to pass the time? This angel is a scribe for all my existential whys. Why, why? Too anxious, too depressed, why should I have to deal with this? Just another fucked up gimmick in God's manuscript. Are we puppets in a show? I would really like to know if the path that I have chosen was really out of my control. But why? And no matter what the science, the truth is hard to come by. For these thousands of whys, I need to devise solutions to these problems. There's a storm in my mind. Is it wrong? Is it right? Is it black? Is it white? Is it grayer than I imagine? And I'm only certain that we're certainly dying, and I don't even know if it's worth trying anymore. And poor little angel, so confused and always crying, compartmentalizing you from all my happy thoughts. I was born without a compass, I was born without a purpose, so effortlessly lost in a neutral zone. But if you ask, oh Apollo, is the sun full or hollow? Why the hell would I know? And why, God, why? Yeah, that is Unanswered. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Transitioning further and further and further into other things. This is gonna be ukulele. Don't look at me like I didn't prepare all of these songs for you. Let's see. Because I like my little baby. She's my little girl. Yes, little shoulder action for the people who like a little shoulder. I have already decided what it's going to be. So the song is a little jingle, very, very short, but I like playing this as well. And this song is called I Will Love You Though. And it's a really small little jingle. I hope you enjoy it. And I love you when you're by yourself. And I love you when you ask for help. 'Cause I know that it's hard to speak when you're feeling blue. So hold my hand when you're scared. I promise to be there. And I know that it's hard to sleep when you're in the dark. And I love you when you're by yourself. And I love you when you ask for help. 'Cause I know that it's hard to speak when you're feeling low. But I love you though. And that was I love you though. Hope you enjoyed it. And of course, I used this moment to transition into the ultimate song, the final song of the performance. So this song, I actually wrote during my first year of gay camp at the center in New York City. And it was great. I loved it. It was an amazing experience. And I'm so happy that my camp community sort of assisted me in writing this song, because I had pulled out a question. What is that feeling you feel? Or what do you feel after like surviving a really tough time? Very generic question, but like valuable to ask for the purpose of the song, right? And I used everyone's answers to that question to write the song. So in a way, this is like a song that me and my community put together for you guys, and I hope you enjoy it. It's very near and dear to my heart, as much as I don't play it as much as I used to, but now playing it a lot more. And I hope you guys enjoy. You can walk away with something positive today. So here goes nothing. This song is called Bloody Hands. So I burn away my fears, holding in my tears till I get home. They said love is the key. Maybe you're the one mistake I need. To know no one's right for me. I'm regretting every choice, destroying all the things that I hold dear. And a dark cloud hovers near, and all I need is to get up out my funk. You broke me down, I built myself back up again, feeling more vulnerable than I have ever been. Find something that you love and hold it within your bloody hands. And I'm running through the dark, afraid to ever stop or I'll fall down. And no one will hear the sound. I'm buried fairly deep underneath things I searched for but never found. And I'm holding that shovel now, and all I need is to get up out my funk. You broke me down, I built myself back up again, feeling more vulnerable than I have ever been. Find something that you love and hold it within your bloody hands. And though my past is stained with blood and scars from all the ones that I've ever loved, I'm cutting through the thorns this time. I'm leaving nothing undone. But now I am all out of my funk. I I can breathe again, learn to love someone else. Standing tall amongst the clouds, even though I'm scared. I can't wait to hold you with my two hands, 'cause you're all I have, and you're all I have. And lost and insecure, you found me lying on the floor. Surrounded, why'd you have to wait? Where were you just a little late? You found me with my bloody hands, with my bloody hands. And I was the last stepping stone to being better than I've ever been before. And when I cry, I'll laugh, and then I'll die. But I won't waste another second dwelling on my bloody hands. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you guys for listening to me. I really appreciate you guys spending time with me and sharing space with me in this way.
We absolutely loved it. It was everything we hoped for and more. I want to tell everybody that we had the extraordinary honor and pleasure of hearing Apollo first at our open and out mic nights, which is something that Hayley has really championed at the center, both before the pandemic. We did it physically at the center. And what's even more powerful now is that we can have acts, and we've had acts from across the country, and we get to meet folks like Apollo, Flowerchild. And we're looking for you. Next Friday, we'll be back with the Open and Out Mic Night. If you want to feature your talent, as our BRCSJ intern extraordinaire Ashley tells you, hit us up at brcsjopenmic@gmail.com and find out how to take the virtual stage at our Open and Out Mic Night. We'd love to see you. This was phenomenal, and we thank you so much for your time and your energy and your spirit and your talent and the combination thereof. A couple of songs I hadn't heard before, which were just absolutely extraordinary.
And I love that we have the fray at the end of your song. That was really cool.
Yes, that's my special performance version of that song.
I was jamming out to that. That was good.
So as I said, listen, beloved community, we need to support our friends and our musicians, especially when they give up their time so generously and their talent and their spirit. So this is Apollo's SoundCloud. It's soundcloud.com Golden Lamb. Is that right, Apollo? And then the Instagram is
my name.
I have to go up here to find it.
I make it really
I think
easy.
it's just their name.
Yeah, it's just Apollo.
It's right here.
Yeah, everything on every link is just my name, so it's really accessible.
Way to stay.
So please support Apollo, and not even for Apollo's sake. Support Apollo because you're going to really dig it, because the music is incredible. This was just the precipice of all you're going to find. Really wonderful stuff. And you dropped tonight that Trans Trenders is going to be releasing your single pretty soon.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be great. And if you like bloody hands, then keep that in your brain.
Spoiler alert.
Nice.
All right, my love. Thank you so much for taking your time. We'll see you hopefully at the next Open It Out Mic Night. And we will look out for the song, and you let us know. And Trans Trenders, you folks let us know when it's coming out, and we will help you to promote it and to get people to buy it. And we will make sure that our community knows about it, and they'll come out in droves to listen to it. We love you all so much. Thank you, Apollo. Is there any last words you want to share before we say goodnight?
Just thank you all for choosing to share space with me. Nobody really had to be here, but you all chose to spend time with me and to listen to me share my messages with you. And I really appreciate that.
And we appreciate having you on because you gave up your time to be with us too. So thank you.
Yeah, this was incredibly wonderful for us. So thank you so much, my friend. And we will have you back. We'll see you in a week at the Open and Out Mic Night. All right?
Bam.
Much love to you. All right. Be good, my friend.
Good night, guys. Thank you again.
How wonderful is that?
Oh my God, I loved it. I love all of his songs. They're just so twangy, good stuff, and very emotional.
They are really incredible. They are such a gift to us. You know, as I said, the Open and Out Mic Night that you've done, that you were doing before we had to close the doors physically, and when we opened them virtually, the first thing first person I came to, just so everybody knows, and I know we're after hours now, this is the after party, Prince Be Proud. But I do want to, as always, shout out to Hayley. And when I had this idea of doing the Power Hour, Hayley was one of the first people I came to and helped me to research the platform and how we could do it in the best way possible. And I want to thank the Be Live platform, which is what we use. They just gave us another month so we can do our good work. So thank you, Be Live. We really appreciate that. And thank you, Hayley, for all your time and your energy. And I love spending my Friday night with you. And I know our community does as well.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
So I want to remind everybody, we have something special coming up on
Sunday, right?
Sunday at 2 p.m. Sunday at 2 p.m. We will be sharing our first Sunday matinee. And please come out. I know you're all watching Hamilton this weekend. You Hamil fans, is that what it is?
That's what I'm going to say, yeah. Hamil fans.
Hamil fans. I know you're binge watching it. You're going to watch it over and over and over again. Take a 1 hour break, 2 p.m. on Sunday. Be with us to see this wonderful presentation about this show. The actual virtual performance is Wednesday, July 8th. And not only is it a great show about Bayard Rustin, our namesake and our hero, but also all the proceeds go toward Broadway Cares, which is Equity Fights AIDS, and Broadway for Racial Justice. And you can see all these extraordinary people in the cast. You're going to recognize some of those folks. Those are some Hamilton folks on there. And the lead, Deontay Goodman, who's playing Bayard Rustin, is actually in the Broadway production of Hamilton right now. So not a bad thing at all. Sunday we'll be presenting the writer, the director, some of the actors will have at least one world premiere music video from the show, and get your whistle all wet for Wednesday, July 8th, when they actually do the presentation virtually. And as I said, we're so proud to partner with them. We love you all. Thank you for spending your Friday night with us. Thank you in advance for spending your Sunday afternoon with us, and every weeknight thereafter. Be good, everybody. Best to you, best to your families, chosen or otherwise. Be well, be good, and be well and be good to each other. Much love, everybody.
Happy 4th of July weekend.